No, Romeo was a 5A.
As you can see, it's so much long time ago that.
Okay.
And really quick, JB, elaborate, because I know Romy just showed up, but you actually mailed him a letter. Now we have email, we have social media, we didn't have that back then.
True.
Please elaborate the story you shared before about you actually mailed him a letter. Really quick, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, I wrote a letter to Romy.
Okay.
And when I contacted Romy, and Romy said, because I've been seeing Romy for 10 years. And Romy said, no, first thing is that, how was your letter that you sent was forwarded to me? The address that you used and that we moved 3 years ago. But the letter was still forwarded to him to the new address. That's why Romy is meant to be. That's what I told him.
Yes.
But,
okay, next question. The question now is for Mr. Eli DAFESH. Legendary company. Eli, give a hand. The father of Medea, the husband of Jelena DAFESH. So your question, Mr. Eli DAFESH. And I love what Eli always has said on his calls he had every Saturday for years, over a decade. He would always say, there's fortune in the follow-up. I never forgot that, so thank you. But your question today is, what were the specific actions you took when you first started your Enagic business?
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to, absolutely, you guys. First of all, I just want to say hi to everybody. How y'all doing? You guys look good from here. You really, really do. And we're so honored to be here with you. When you look at this leadership that's up here, Monique, it's just amazing to see what you can actually create by just going out and doing action steps. You know, when you think about that term, 90 days, all out, massive action, well, you just got to do it every 90 days. So you're always in all out, massive action, like you would do in any profession. I don't care what profession you do. If you want to succeed, you have to do action steps, right? So that's what we did right away. In the first month in the business, we were already doing a home demo. We moved into restaurants, hotels. We did them in banquet halls, behind churches, in churches. We would do it outside of a car. We would do it all the time. We created events from the Samurai Saturday events to the GU events, which GU is a Japanese word that means to be free. And we just thought to ourselves, you know, consistent effort over time produces results. And the speed of the team is determined by the speed of the leader. And you guys have seen some amazing leaders on stage today to talk to you about what they did. In fact, the last speaker was Colton. He said, I did 1 to 3 presentations a day. I presented to 500-600 people a week. I remember, Colton, when I gave you that first mic and I just saw you and I knew that there was power in you. I did that with Balazs, Michelle Rayleigh. It was about that idea that if you take action steps yourself, you're leading by example. You go slow, they go slow. You go fast, they go fast. So how fast do you want to reach to the area of freedom where you can do what you want when you want? You know, and you can lay out a business for your children and your children's children, like my son Medea, his wife's son. You see my little grandson, he's running around, he's 5 years old. He's taking it all in, believe it or not. So the action steps, Monique, really is about constantly staying consistent. Like the call that we started first month, we did for 16 years. I want you to think about it. We never missed a Saturday in 16 years. But that waitress that works back over here, she's never missed a day either. Or the mechanic, or the cook, or the doctor, or the lawyer. So we're all doing the same action steps, but just make a decision, apply discipline to that, and say, I am Mr. and Mrs. O'Sheryl. This is my company, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to help everybody that I talk to, and just put the action steps, that all-out massive action of every 90 days, and just keep repeating that, and then teach it to the people who come on, because you're the example they're looking at. So.
Great. Eli, the next question is for the Mrs. Beautiful Jelena DAFESH. The question for you today is, the mic, there you go. How do you keep your team on track with Enagic's mission, vision, and values of Enagic? One more time. How do you keep your team on track with the mission, vision, and values of Enagic?
Very good question. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Next time, I want to see all of you you on stage, so let's make that happen. Get to the question. Hang on, I just want to say hi for a minute. You know, I just want to acknowledge all of you. I want to acknowledge this hotel, the Enagic staff, Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro, all of the amazing leaders and trainers, because it takes all of us to create this wonderful event. And none of us on stage here would not be here if it wasn't for each and every one of you. So our hearts are to all of you. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So your question, I want to remind you, your question is, how do you keep your team on track with the mission, vision, and the values of Enagic?
Okay, just like Monique's trying to keep me on track.
Yeah. I was hoping that.
She obviously doesn't know who she's talking to.
I know you know about that before.
No, I know. First of all, the mission and vision. I mean, Jilly, you said it great on stage. Go read Mr. Oshiro's book, okay? Understand the philosophy, understand what we have here within Enagic. I also am a leader that leads with my heart, because I want people to believe in themselves, because you are the success, each and every one of you. But if you don't believe it, you won't be able to achieve it. So get the negativity out of your mind. Stay plugged in to the community. You know whose team I'm on? Mr. Oshiro's team. So we are all on Mr. Oshiro's team. Just remember that. We have our little groups of Enagic family, but it's one team here. So stay focused on that. Don't get sidetracked. Don't let people shine their shiny stuff and say, oh, do this, this is gonna happen. No, Enagic is your ticket, is your GU, is your freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Have a roadmap with your team. Hold them accountable. JB, you were so funny when, I think it was you, JB, when we all got started. Okay, let's talk about the legends and the real. You want to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to stay focused, but hang on. Okay, 18 years ago, you know what we had? A fax machine. There was no website.
What's that?
There was no sharing water. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't testimonies. We had JV, Cynthia, Romy, Eli, and I, and we'd call each other and we'd say, I just got this check. Do you know what it's for? No, but cash it. You can cash it. Or they would fax over, you know, their monthly checks. Ooh, look at that. We don't know, but just keep doing it. So that's just it. Have a goal. Stay focused. Lead with your heart. Everything works, ladies and gentlemen. Online works, face-to-face. We are in the relationship marketing business. Build the relationships. You know the saying, people care how much, they want to know how much you care. I don't care how much you know. Let me know how much you care. Natalie Klaus, we love you. We care so much for you. Your team rocks. We love all of you guys out there. What was the other thing? Sorry.
You said it all.
You said it all?
Yep.
I think she answered all the questions.
And all, of course, our leaders here. All right. Okay, good. That's what it is about.
The next question is for Mr. Tanwin. The question for you is, what activities should active distributors spend most of their time on?
Thank you for your question.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah. I think that in my team, important training, group training.
Training.
In person and room training about how to do the demonstration, how to go out, share the business plan. Even somebody, they don't training, they can sell the machine, but they don't sell much, only couple and they stop. But they know how to do the demonstration, they know how to share the business plan, they can open the business very time.
Wonderful.
That's why we open training for the most, my downline, 6A2-6, they open the training class weekly. Every
Weekly?
week, yeah.
Wonderful. Now you have
Activity.
and you also have, I think, a water store in the Fountain Valley? Or, yes, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it before. Yeah. In the Hunters Road.
Yeah.
Your team is one of the fastest growing teams. Congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing over NGUYEN. God bless you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next question is for Cora Lowe. The question is for Cora. Court. Forgive me by having any pronunciations incorrectly with names. It's not personal, it's just, so forgive me. Cora, the question is, why did you choose Enagic over a different profession of MLM direct sales? Again, why did you choose Enagic over a different profession in MLM?
Well, first, I'm not a fan of MLM. And I was introduced to Enagic through my hero, who is my husband, who happens to be CYNTHIA. Okay, now we found that Enagic is different. When you ask Mr. Oshiro, what is Enagic? He says it's just different. Just tell people it's different. And we are all like, what? Yeah, it is different. And the difference is that what we found is that Enagic have a heart and have a soul. Right? And for the older distributors, okay, not the oldies, but who's worked with Mr. Oshiro, you really have feel his heart and his soul, right? And we have an awesome product, of course, which is Enagic Kangen water. Of course, we have Ukon supplements. And of course, very powerful this morning, as mentioned by Daniel Dimakali or somebody. It was power of the 8-point system. I've spoken to Mr. Oshiro a couple of times, and he's always mentioned that he wants to help people from the bottom, and he wants to see people from the bottom go up. And from that, you can see that he comes from the heart and soul. So that's why I chose Enagic, and that's why I chose Kangen water, and that's why I chose Mr. Oshiro.
Well said, well said. And I want to give homage and thank Mr. Oshiro, for creating this company. They're their heart and soul, their humble beginnings. We love it, I love it. Just thank you, Mr. Oshiro, Mrs. Oshiro. Give my hand. The next question for lovely Beam. La, your question is, what is the best advice you could share with a brand new distributor? One more time. What is the best advice you can share with a new distributor? Please.
Thank you for my question.
You're welcome.
So, good afternoon, my Enagic family. So, my name is Diem La. I live in Richmond, Virginia, original. I am from Vietnam. I have been working with Enagic over 6 years. Today, I'm very excited to share my experience over 6 years with all Enagic family. So before begin speak, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Oshiro, who give me and my family the change my life. And also I want to say thank you all Enagic team worker have all my downline a lot. And I would like to say thank you very much all my downline here and around in the world. And thank you, you guys work hard and been together with me over 6 years. Thank you. So back to my question. What I advise do I share for new distributor? So with me in Enagic, if you want success, you must have 2 things for new distributor. So first thing that's experience product. You have to use the product and you see result from yourself. And you refer someone, you feel confident. Everything you say must come from your heart, and they feel you sincerity, and you only want they healthy look like you.
Thank you.
And the second thing, that a time experienced patient, where the time experienced patient come from, somebody say no with you. Many times you fail and someone reject you, and many times someone asks you the question, you don't know how to the answer. So you need many times like this, and you learn about us, you have more experience. So look like me, before I start do the business, I'm introduced 40 people say no with me. Only the people turn 41 say yes, let me do demo for them. So you think, if I'm give up, I don't learn about experience, somebody say no. So do you think, never have me today? Thank you for first question. Thank you.
before we continue with the next question, do you see what all of these beautiful people have in common, right? Perseverance, right? From, you know, bouncing checks to people never returning your phone call. Perseverance has brought them here. So please make sure you're taking notes and taking that back to your teams, as we want to see all of you guys here on stage next year.
Yes, great point. Hope you all taking copious notes, because I'm a 6A, but I sit in those seats, and when I sit in those seats, I'm taking copious notes, learning from the best. So please do the same. Moving on, I got permission from NGUYEN earlier to call him Henry. So thank you, Henry. Henry, you are doing phenomenal. I know you told me earlier about your speaking. Oh, you interpreting. Okay. So you translate. Okay, thank you. So we have the translator. We spoke a little bit earlier. The question, just for you. Thank you. The question for you, Henry, is, next page, excuse me. What are the specific tactics you use to keep your team motivated? Again, what are the specific tactics you use to keep your team motivated?
Dạ, xin chào đại gia đình Khang Kình toàn cầu. Chào quý vị đến dự kỷ niệm 49 năm của công ty Enagic.
Hello, global Kangen family. Welcome to Enagic anniversary, 49th anniversary.
Tôi rất hạnh phúc được đứng trên cái sân khấu này, và những gì điều tôi đang xảy ra là tôi rất là run. Mời cả nhà cùng uống một cái nước khăn kình để cho cái cảm giác mình không có được run nữa.
I'm so happy to be here, but you know what? I'm so nervous. Can we have a drink?
We have Kangen water there. Everybody can show us Kangen water. He's doing great, isn't he?
Thật sự là tôi là không biết nói tiếng Anh, nhưng mà tôi làm được thì tất cả mọi người sẽ làm được.
I don't know how to speak English, but I can do it. You can do it too.
Tôi có được cuộc sống tuyệt vời, và thay đổi cuộc sống của tôi là nhờ cái nguồn nước Kangen.
I have amazing life. It changed my life because I drink Kangen.
Quý anh chị ủng hộ cho tôi và trong cái hàng vỗ tay.
Are you with me? Can you give me a hand?
Hôm nay tôi sẽ chia sẻ về đại gia đình Kangen về những điều vô cùng đơn giản, nhưng tôi đã giúp cho thành công rực rỡ cho Enagic.
Today I will share with you very simple stuff I do to success with Enagic.
Tôi luôn luôn tin tưởng Enagic. Cảm ơn Mr. CEO, gia đình tôi và đội nhóm của tôi, đặc biệt là Downline, luôn luôn đồng hành, giúp đỡ và ủng hộ tôi.
I believe in Enagic. Thank you to Mr. Cyril. Thank you to my family. Especially thank you to all my downline. Always support me and always.
Bí quyết đầu tiên của tôi là hãy làm cho mọi thật là đơn giản, làm việc theo đội nhóm, luôn luôn hỗ trợ, làm với nhau như mọi người trong gia đình.
My first secret is always make it simple and teamwork and everybody working together like a family.
Thứ hai là làm demo đều đặn mỗi ngày.
My second secret is do demo every day.
Thứ ba là training cho đội nhóm và luôn mời mọi người đi sự kiện của công ty Enagic.
My third secret is always training for the team and invite people to the event.
Thứ bốn là xây dựng hệ thống tam giác vàng và luôn tổ chức những cái sự kiện trong kinh doanh, đặc biệt là về cái Enagic toàn cầu.
My number 4 secret is always training people and sharing about kingdom business opportunity.
Thứ năm là luôn luôn follow up và chăm sóc khách hàng và hỗ trợ đội nhóm bằng tấm lòng từ bi, đào tạo và leader cho mọi người giống như có một cái tầm và cái tâm tốt.
My fifth secret is always training people and teach people become a good leader.
Okay, great. Give him a hand. Thank you. You know, we're going to move on. I'm going to go back to Cynthia Briganti. Question for you. Pass it down. Isn't it a beautiful thing that this company is an even level playing field? No matter your education, your gender, it's for everyone, and that's what a beautiful thing. I love it. Give it a hand for Enagic. Okay, Cynthia Briganti, the question is, what are 2 or 3 of your best closing tips as a top producer? What are 2 or 3 of your best closing tips as a top producer?
My best closing is God. Believe me or not, because even before Enagic, I'm already on the top. There's a bunch of people here knows me. I do not know how to do demo. I don't know how to do presentation. I work for God. That's the way I do it. My life is easy and my life is not miserable because I work for Him. Okay. The second closing is like when I talk to people, I talk to him about God, touch his spirit, and then that spirit will relay on me, and then they design they believe on the product right away. Once that customers see your heart, because if you have the motive, people will say yes, 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 and then suddenly they refuse to join with you. And then the third is I make it sure that the people is happy, and I make it sure that the water that they drank from my house, I make it sure that they feel it. And God is really so good because they really feel it, the difference. So that's my best closing. And plus the EEPA, it's a plus because I give them the donation. It's a legit discount, okay? The donation from my EEPA, because I have how many millions I have? I have 20 millions right now, right? So that's just focus on your dreams, okay? Stretch your stretch your dreams to match your income for God. Because if you stretch your dreams for yourself, it's hard to reach. But if you stretch your dreams for Him, He will provide you more. It will bounce to you, back to you. That's why I am not a good leader. I am not like them. I am not like them. I am not like Darren. I'm not like NGUYEN. I am not like anybody there. That's a good leader. They can talk, but let me put like 20 people in the room, and I can close it in 30 minutes. You know why? You know why? Because the power is Him, not me. Thank you.
We have time for a few more.
Okay, well, for Romy's next, please. Mr. Romy, this man here is humble. When I first went to my first convention ever, I remember my team and I were sitting in the very back, and you were sitting by yourself in the middle. I'm like, who's that man sitting there? You've always been so humble to yourself. My husband loves your book, by the way. It's a great book out. And I just love the fact when you said on my call one day, you said, when you found Enagic, you found home. And really quick, your son Jason gave a story. Both his sons are here, and your grandchildren, and your wife. But your son said that at one point, your direct sales MLM was slowed down, and he asked you to work on an ice cream truck to make $200 a day. And you said no, because there was no backup plan. It was only a plan. But you found home and you found Enagic. So I'll commit you to that. Give him a hand. So the question we have for you is, Romy, what are your best 2 or 3 tips you could share to master the follow-up process with a new prospect? Again, what are your best 2 or 3 tips you could share to master the follow-up process with a new prospect?
Okay, before I answer that question, I want to add to Cynthia's secret. I know her secret. She's my first prospect. She's my first prospect that I brought to a meeting like this. So I got lucky. Anyway, but what she said is true. Like me too, I pray to God because I've been doing network marketing for 20 years. After 20 years, I have nothing to show for it. I was still broke, I was still poor, and thank God Enagic came along, okay? But then I've been praying for 20 years, and my wife was praying for 20 years to give us a business. She always tells me she's been praying for me because I'm always broke, you know? And she would tell me, why don't you find a real job, you know? Anyway, so Cynthia is the first prospect I brought to the meeting. And then many years later, I found out her secret of closing. I have a meeting in New York. She came there, and I let her do the presentation. And sure, she really doesn't know how to do a demo. But then after she said what she has to say, she said, okay, let's go. And she's got like 3 couples there, her prospect, in New York. And she said, come on, let's go, let's eat. Let's go to a restaurant. So we went to a restaurant. And I said to myself, how is she gonna close these 3 prospects? So at the restaurant, we were all sitting and we were looking at the menu and we ordered. While waiting for the order, she picked up 3 application forms and she put it in front of the prospect. Here, sign them. Do you know that the restaurant closed? They were signing the application form at like on top of the car, you know? Yeah, the parking lot. They were signing at the parking lot. I guess, wow, unbelievable. Anyway, can you repeat the question?
What are your best 2 or 3 tips you could share to master the follow-up prospect with a new prospect?
Okay, to master the follow-up prospects, okay? Many years ago, network marketing was hard because we had to do everything manually. My 2 sons are here. My 5 grandchildren are here, their wives are here. And my 2 sons saw me did network marketing from many years ago. I've been doing network marketing 20 years prior to finding Enagic, okay? And the way I follow up prospect at the time was making phone calls. And then it becomes sending them emails. That's how you follow up prospects, you know? So, one thing I do, okay, is I learned that you have to master these 4 things, okay? One is the vision. Okay, how do you see your business growing? Okay, spreading all over the world, and you have to communicate that vision to all your downlines, and you have to do it actually on a timely manner. Okay, you cannot just leave your downlines like hanging. You have to continue communicating to them. Okay, now we have all the tools. We have email, we have websites. We have this online system, we have the Facebook groups, you know, where we could like huddle together and have recognitions and do follow-up. So I would say one, okay, is that you have to be clear and they have to be clear on how their business would grow. Okay, and the way you do it again is follow up through social media or through those tools, through those technologies. And you keep it really intact, you know, you continuously, and you keep a good community on online today, okay? Because we cannot always meet like this, okay? But you could do online all the time.
Right. Next question for the the Godfather, Mr. Jacob Pacifico. The question for you is, first of all, I know you always emphasize having fun. But the question is, what do you think has been the key to your Enagic success? What has been the key to your Enagic success, please?
Well, thanks for that question.
Oh, you're welcome.
But the key that I always in my mind is that, number one, I really believe in the product. And in fact, I don't know if you guys know that there were times when my check bounced 4 times. And from that day on, because they were so, compassionate about the situation when I was that, particularly in my personal, challenge. And from that day on, I said, this is the company that I'm going to work on. And the water works, the Kangen water works, everything just fall in place. And as Romy has mentioned, number one is persistence. You got to have that. I did 125 demos. I never made one sale. Never one sale. And then the following week, I just focused myself about the mission. I said, I think I got a wrong mission. A wrong vision, actually. So I just twist my mindset. And I said, it has to be mission before commission. Mission before commission. And I made my 46 sale, first time. And the following week, I was so excited. The following week, the manager called and said, JB, I got some bad news for you. Your customer just came in and returned the machine. I said, oh my God. But I insisted, I just keep going. I was not discouraged, I just keep going because I believe in the company, I believe in the mission of Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro. And one thing I was amazed is that I was doing other businesses before. When Mr. Oshiro saw me, I don't know what he see in me, but he said, no, JB, come here, come back. I said, where? Just come, join Enagic. And I don't know what he sees in me, but this is where we are right now. And first, I would like to thank all of you, because without you guys, we don't have our team right now. Okay, so again, thank you so much. And guys, persistent, believe in the company, because we're the same product. One company, one product, and we're all here. So next year, I want you guys all here. It's a challenge. Who wants to be here next year?
Paul, are we good on time? Continue, are we good?
Yeah, we still have.
Mr. Eli DAFESH.
Yes.
Your question. Eli, Mr. Eli, what did you do to become a better leader in the industry? I know you have a wonderful industry with the hair care line, your own salon, you're an entrepreneur to the heart. But my question again is, what did you do to become a better leader in the industry?
That's a great question because, when you think about leadership, it's kind of a big thing, right? Because a lot of times we don't see ourselves as leaders, and it has to do a lot of, ideas about self-esteem and self-worth, and it goes back to our roots, Being an immigrant child coming to this country at age 5, I was born in Jordan. My dad was a refugee. I didn't know my ABCDs till high school. So I was the boy in the back of the room that was kind of quiet and daydreaming. And so one thing though, I was raised in a family that family was the essence of life. And it's all about that idea of, you get married, you have children, and you strive to be happy. You believe in God, you strive to be happy. So this idea of loving on people and paying it forward by thinking about the other person winning, to me is a leadership style, because you're really demonstrating this idea of caring about the next guy, which, as we've all touched upon, Mr. Oshiro's philosophy is, about the man that's down and out, about the man that's that's struggling. He doesn't really care about the guy that's winning. He wants to know who's struggling because he wants to help him. So when you're coming from that space of family, and then you bring that idea of your own family into the Enagic family, and you don't see yourself as being separate from anyone else, and we're all one big family, and we're all striving on this mission of spreading true health, of spreading social well-being globally, which is the mission of the company, then this idea of a leadership style becomes something that becomes your why. It becomes your purpose. So now you're living it every single day, from the time you get up, the time you go to bed, because you want the most for your family. You want the most for your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, for your community, for your country. You know, these things become so strong that you're willing to go 24/7, as we're hearing all the leaders are really doing this around the clock, 24/7, loving on people, being persistent, being disciplined, working on yourself. Because as you're, listening on to whatever, to the great speakers, maybe it's Anthony Robbins, maybe it's Napoleon Hill, maybe it's whoever that might be, you're working on yourself, you're building your leadership skills, you're building your belief in yourself, and you begin believing in other people. But it's got to start here. Because if you don't believe in you, if you don't sell you, right? Then this is the person you want to sponsor first, is yourself. And so as you start to see yourself really as, like I didn't know I had a learning disability, but my mother said, "Oh, you're the most handsome. Oh, you're the smartest. Oh," my mother was always telling me how much, how great I was. Didn't matter. I thought I walked on water. I didn't know I was getting an F in school. So, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing with you. It's doing that to the person you come in, and then helping them by teaching them how to tell a story. Because facts tell, stories sell. Like Jelena said, people don't care about how much you know, they care about how much you care. So the leadership has got to be that way. And it doesn't matter if people don't grow here in your Enagic business, you help the people everywhere. I'm Patrick Bet-Davis' mentor. He came to me when he was 21, 22, on PHP, Valuetainment. Doesn't matter. People along the way that you can help, whether they end up in Enagic or they end up prospering in a church or in the community, then it's how are you on stage? Are you the same way at home? Are you the same way on stage, off stage? Are you always like this? So we want to work on this idea that we're living our highest self all the time, moving forward. You know what age I was when I started Enagic, you guys? I was 53. I just celebrated 70 last month. You can't age thought, you can't age spirit. All you can age is your physical body. Thank God I know I'm not my body. Right? So, look at this line right here. Look at this line right here. JB sponsored Romy. Romy sponsored Cynthia. Cynthia sponsored someone who sponsored me. I sponsored someone who sponsored Bob Gordelli, who sponsored Daniel DiMccully, who have Dang Nguyen in his group. And you see 4 Vietnamese right here. And you have the wonderful Samsia's wife right here, right in front of you, representing her husband, representing her family, which I believe you were sponsored by somebody right here, correct? Cynthia, Romy, yes? Yeah, Bernard Chan, which has been sponsored over here. So you even see how one line goes all the way through, but of course you have a second line, good for you. But you guys, good for you. In the industry of network marketing, which is a $200 billion industry, predicted to triple in the next 2 years. Predicted to triple in the next 2 years. If you interview the average leader, you'll find out in the industry, not just in Enagic, that they've made their wealth, they've created their success from only 2 or 3 people. Right, leaders? 2 or 3 people. So it doesn't matter that you go out, the first 11 people I sponsored, only one made a sale and one quit. I didn't care about that. You're moving so forward as a leader, you just keep Focus right here. Don't let anybody take you off to their agenda. You just stay with this idea that Enagic is your ticket to freedom, and you're going to go out and you're going to free the whole planet. And that's what you do.
So to the Mrs. Jelena DAFESH, you're next. Your question, beautiful, is? Oh, okay, go ahead.
I just want to clarify a few things. Eli is way older than me. We all got that? Okay? You got that. That's the first thing. And about leadership, ladies and gentlemen, it also is every day. I'm going to just chime in on yours a little bit because you know I always do that, honey. That's what we're all about. It's always learning, ladies and gentlemen. Every day you're learning and growing. It's the books you read, the tapes you listen to, the YouTubes you watch, the people you hang around with, the events that you go to. I hope you guys and gals are exchanging information, getting each other's contacts because you're learning and growing. So remember, that's really leadership in the sense of growing and learning as a leader to become the best version of yourself and creating the teams and duplications. But I could be answering some of my own questions, so go ahead. What's my question?
Okay, your question is, are you ready now, Jelena? Are you ready?
Hold on, can I, in
okay.
addition, so when Eli started, Eli called me 30 times a day.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me, how was the marketing plan?
Yep.
Eli, it's 12 o'clock. Every single day. But I'm there with it. You know, it's just part of learning, right?
That's
so
right.
we learn from each other, and that's what
That's
it is.
I love this. Spontaneity is great. Keep going. Keep
Oh,
going.
yeah.
No, please, please. I'm just moderator. Okay. You ready, Mrs. DAFESH? Your question is, how do you lead leaders? How do you lead others? And how do you describe your leadership style? It's kind of the same question you had last time. But
Okay, so how do I lead?
how do you lead others?
Okay.
And how do you describe your leadership style?
Oh, girl.
I know,
I
but
style. Okay. How do I lead others?
and how do you? And these questions are from people who randomly put questions into Enagic and they were selected. So.
You know, I know it's true. I mean, Eli touched on it. Part of the question is, I mean, and as you know, yeah. I mean, from within the first week, Willie folks, I know you're in here somewhere. Within the first week of our Saturday, we started, okay, 2 weeks into business, into Enagic, we did our Saturday call. We did it for 16 years. Willie folks was like the very first person on our Saturday call. But you gotta lead by example. So as I said earlier, I lead with my heart. I truly love people. I'm so compassionate, I'm huggable, it's all of it. Don't make yourself so special, okay? Do you see all of us in here, and each and every one of us here and all of you, we're all touchable. So don't think that you're untouchable. So because people wanna come up to you, so make yourself accessible, be that touchable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Do you all get that? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is how I used to get up on stage. And 28 years ago, when we got started in this industry, we were blessed and fortunate, and thank you God, and we always rose to the top. Why? Because we believed in ourselves. But Eli and I would be standing on stage, I'd be holding them with my fingernails, and I'd dig, and I would draw blood, but in the back I said, honey, if you make me say a word on stage, I promise I'm gonna walk away off the stage. Don't do this. But now look at me. And you know what my mom always said to me? I see you in front of hundreds and thousands of people. So be that person. Be the person that's going to make the change. Be the change. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? Mr. Oshiro believes in us. And that's how I lead. I believe. Just believe, passion, understanding, teach, training, tools. Tools are so important. I can bring you into the business, but how are you going to become successful? So we got to teach, right? We have to teach and train. So we want to teach them. We want them to be educated and learn and create the duplication. If you don't have the duplication within your team, you don't have a team really, right? We have a bunch of water drinkers, and that's okay. But we want to create massive amounts of teams and change the world, one person at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. Thank you. So the question now is for Tan Nguyen. The question for you, sir. First of all, congratulations to you and Dang Nguyen for having over 600 people here at this event. Congratulations. Good fight for that. Wow. Wow. Who's gonna help you? Your team. Yeah, that's why I'm saying congratulations. Dang Nguyen is you as well. I love it. Okay, so the question for you, sir, is how do you get more people, and you're really good at this, your whole team, how do you get more people on your team to do a little bit more each month? You got it, huh?
The most people, they get more people by the phone call, right? When we, myself or somebody in my downline, when we call a phone call, we talk about the Kangen water. We want to share the Kangen water. We want to share the business, United business. But we talk too much on the phone. You cannot invite them to the meeting. Okay? You have to talk a little bit. If you talk, they don't have the question that you fail. Let them have the question. Let them have the one Kangen water. If they want to drink the Kangen water, I don't give for them. Before they see the demo. After see the demo, I give for them the Kangen demo. Okay? That's the secret. And we have to invite them to seminar, home meeting. If long distance, we can do the demonstration on the Zoom. And also the main thing, we invite them to the event in Enagic. That's why. Example, I have the one true story about 3 or 4 months ago. My downline, they very love Kangen water. They share with one guy, he PhD, but he doesn't know how to share. He called me in Vietnam. In Vietnam, he called me. He said, Mr. Tân, I have this guy here, PhD. Can you share with them about the Kangen water, about the business? And I opened the Zoom and I talked to that guy. And he said, Mr. Tân, I want to do this business. And I booked the airplane ticket. I fly to Vietnam after 2 weeks. And he joined Enagic. In 3 months, he become to achieve the 6A2. But he fly today. I think he sit over there. Mr. Đức Hạnh, can you stand up?
Say it again.
Yeah, Mr. Đức Hạnh. I think you there, right? Yeah.
For those of us who may have had a question in their mind, how did you invite the 600 here? That's what I want to know. You too? How did you invite the 600 people here?
My downline, they called every single person to invite. They want the Enagic anniversary 49 years. You can come here to see the total picture Enagic business about the product.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you. Wonderful. All right. So Cynthia Briganti, the questions here, I'm going to give you one for someone that's not here. Let's see here. All right. At the beginning of your Enagic journey, Cynthia, what was your biggest challenge and how did you overcome that challenge? Please.
The beginning of my business.
The beginning, we read for you again. At the beginning of your Enagic journey, I know you have many other journeys, but your Enagic journey, what was your biggest challenge and how did you overcome that challenge? Maybe you had a challenge in some way. I know you're a superstar #1, but do #1 people have challenges sometimes? And how do you overcome them?
I don't have it. Because these two guys here did not help me even once. They never did. They never tell me, teach me how to do demo. Because, hey, you know why? Because I have my own strategy. My strategy is God is my mentor. God, they're just like a messenger. You know, so that's the way how I what we call this, I think of the business. And Kangen water for me is one of God's creation. Okay? And then I have faith and I have belief inside of me that I can do it without anybody because the bigger one up there is bigger than these two. You know? So, it's bigger than Oshiro because Mr. Oshiro is the owner of the company. And I am owner of myself that's sent by God on earth. Who owns my life? It's God. Who gonna help myself? It's God. And who do I work for? For God. Because God will give it back to me. That's why I love it. You know, I never complain to them. Hey, answer me. Did you help me in the beginning of my business?
So, Cynthia. Cynthia, so your biggest challenge was no upline support, and then your upline challenge was Cynthia, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes. I didn't ask that.
So, I mean, in the beginning of my life, okay, I was raised to a godly person. And I come across also that I become a bad person. I was a networker before. I also like past those like stealing people from my downline. But I overcome it. But the thing is, when everything, you know, like I changed my water and changed my spirit, everything changed. From the apartment to the building, you know, hanging on the cliff, to Fairbanks, neighbor of Bill Gates. And that's it. Everything is speed up because of Enagic. Okay, it's not a claim. Okay, I just want to tell the truth. Okay, and then because I work, and then I teach my people to go wide. Wide for the beginners, because the wide maintains your multiplier on your 6A2-3. Okay, and if you go wide, the money that you collect every day is so amazing. It's too gratifying and inspiring to receive than the check, you know, the one-time bonus is a plus. I'm so glad I got like 7 figures, right? I do not know. So anyways, folks, if you try to hit, Enagic is not rank. Excuse me, Enagic is not rank. It is production. If you don't have production, you're gonna get. If you don't have production, the next month you have a rank with the pin, and I call that pin stupid pin. Sorry to say, because that rank is only one-time bonus. And think about that. Like the example. Can I say something?
No.
Wait. Wait.
Protect the ship. Protect the ship.
This is a good one. I just want to. Okay. 40 machine. Okay, think about this. 40 machine of my downline. He put it under the 6A there. And she jumped on me, and then she called me. Hey, Cynthia, I know 6A2-3. I'm going to receive the 25,000. Are you crazy? Why don't you come to the house and I tell you, buy me clinics. And he bought me a bunch of clinics as a gift. I said, why are you buying a lot? I said, just buy one, bring one so that you can wipe your tears when you hear what I say. Your 40 units, if you put it wide, you have 80,000 plus. Okay, thank you.
The next question we're going to have, we have about 19 minutes here. Say it again, JB. Okay, the next question is for Cora. You ready?
Yes, I'll keep it
You're ready.
short.
Seventhea's wife. Good to have you. The question for you is, how important is teamwork? How important is teamwork? I love teamwork. How important is teamwork to succeed in this business? And how do you resolve conflict? I'll start over again. Can you hear me okay? Check. The question is, how important is teamwork in this business? And how do you resolve conflict with your team and keep them motivated?
The first question is easy,
Okay.
right? Teamwork, of course, is the essence of every successful business, especially in our business. If we do not work with our teams and we work alone, we'll never get to where we want to go. So I would say that we have to work in a team, and as a matter of fact, we work with other teams as well to get knowledge and to learn from each other. So that's easy. The difficult one is, which is the next question, please?
Two-part question. The second question was, Cora, and how do you resolve conflict within your team, and how do you keep your team motivated? How do you resolve conflict, and how do you keep your team motivated?
So the first one was easy.
Okay.
The second one, conflicts, I think is the most difficult thing to solve actually. Because humans are very, very difficult to understand. And as a matter of fact, I feel that at the end of the day, conflicts have to be resolved within themselves. What I could tell the people, I believe all you all know the conflicts that we have even as now. So what we can do is that we let our team know to stay focused on what they want. What do they want for themselves in the business? Conflicts are everywhere. People who do not have conflicts are dead, right? So it's good to have conflicts, it's okay, we are alive. Right? All we need to stay focused, on what we want, and what we want for ourselves, for our family. And from there, I believe that eventually they'll not think of that conflict because they'll be thinking of how they can get to their goals and their dreams. And that's all.
Thank you. Real quick, speaking of teamwork, I'm gonna ask you a question next, Dean, before I get to you. I have to share this. I'll be remiss if I didn't share this because I'm a 6A. I'm not where these individuals are yet, but they've paved the way for all of us. But here in Las Vegas, they had this past weekend, the last day was yesterday. They had the NBA basketball at UNLV, the last day was yesterday. My husband and I were at the airport seeing different athletes and individuals. And I come from a team background. I played basketball in college. I said that to say, like, I'm coach and played volleyball, he mentioned earlier. But I want everyone to know, you mentioned the question directed to you, Cora, about teamwork. And one thing I always was taught was teamwork makes the dream work. So I want all of us, I know myself sitting up here, I'm humbled, to look around and say, wow, one day I can actually be up here. And there's moments like myself at a 6A where you don't sell, then you do sell, then you don't sell, then you do sell. And how do we all stay encouraged? I want to encourage you all, just for myself within, no matter how things are looking for yourself, to stay encouraged. Remember, they're up here because of their efforts and what they've done, but they're up here also because of you. So please remember to believe in yourself. And the team, people that played yesterday were part of the summer league. Whenever you have the NBA is only 5,000 people, 5,000 men in the NBA. From the millions who tried out or who millions play basketball, only 5,000. They have a thing that's called in basketball the NBA All-Stars. And out of those 5,000 men, only a few of them are in the All-Star. But that does not mean their team doesn't matter. So these are the All-Stars up here today. But you're the team. So remember that teamwork makes the dream work. So believe in yourselves. God bless you. I'll tell you that. Right. I'm sorry. To be up here right now is humbling. God bless you guys. But Dean Milan, moving on. I gotta be professional. Dean Milan, question for you, beautiful. How do you work with your downline to help build their business? How do you work with your downline to help build their business? Sorry.
Thank you. My second question. So I would like to write down the 4 steps that help for you build your team stronger and go globally. Are you guys ready now? Okay, so first step, duplicate. So you need to train your downline how to do the demo and present business opportunity. And you practice them, do anything look like you or better than you, that's the best. You cannot build your strong team by yourself. If you have a 5 people, 10 people, you can handle it. But what if you have 80,000 distributors look like me? So you think, how I can handle from A to Z alone? That's the best thing. You should train your downline. They stay on their feet as soon as possible. That's the best way make your team go around in the world.
Thank you.
And the second step, that is Zoom and event. You need help your downline how to join the Zoom session. They can learn around all the leaders around the world. Motivate them every day. And you need invite everybody to event, company, look like this event. So they can see success people real and they can learn successful the people. Make them, motivate them and they go stronger. And do you believe when you invite someone to event better than you talk with them 6 months at home? And third step is follow up your team and build the business look like family. So with me, the best thing in Enagic, if you build the business look like family, or where you care them, love them, together with them and have fun, have positive spirit, and all the time follow up your team, something happen, properly help them right away. When they success, make you success. And fourth step, this is a very important. Step up, become the leader. This is business for yourself. So you don't have to become 6A or higher. You become leader. As long you have a one downline, you should step up, become leader for them, because your team needs learn from you. So you look like me. I'm very normal woman. I don't know much English. I don't know much computer. I never go college here. I only a nail technician. But I have practice every day. All the time I thinking in my head, if I don't step up, become the leader, no one will take my team. No one take care of my team. When you thinking like that, you have more stronger and confident. Step up the care your downline. And all the time, you thinking this is your business. You work your own, not for someone else. And do not depend your upline. Upline don't help you, you don't do it. Or you work for upline, get benefits. That is wrong. Because the company policy is very fair. If you want to enjoy 8-point commission, the company still give for you. Or you good person, you work hard to be success, you can pass all the upline, non-working line. So look like my case. I'm under the 17 level to NGUYEN. When I became the 6A2-6, I passed all the 17, my upline go directly to the NGUYEN. Get him go the 6A2-7. So I never think in my mind, I working for the my upline get benefit anything. All the time I thinking in my head, I work for my team. I work for my downline. I work for my future. I work for my family. So I don't care all the my upline what they do. I just care all the my downline. I need to know only people under me. Take care of them, protect them, work together, make them success. That's all I need to do to my business. So thank you very much for listening. So I greet Enagic family, everybody here, the most successful with Enagic. And join hands with me, bring Kenyan water, go around in the world, help more people get benefit and get true health. And again, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you again, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, right, when you're having too much fun, time flies, so we have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time to continue, but let's give it up one more time for